Playing games in your classes is so much fun. It's engaging for the students and it's fun for the teacher, and virtual games are easy to create. They're fairly easy and low on prep time. So when you can put those two together, it is a win for everyone. Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Natalie from the edtechwizard.com. Here on my channel you will find videos all about teaching online using technology in your classes and becoming the best online teacher you can be. If you are interested in teaching for Outschool or VIP Kid, sign up for an account with my link down below. I will help you through the application process and beyond so you can be successfully teaching online as well. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a Quizizz game. Quizizz is a virtual game, online game that you can play with your students through Zoom. I love to play it with my students and they enjoy it. They enjoy that virtual game. So Quizizz is similar to Kahoot if you are familiar with Kahoot, and if you want to check Kahoot out, I do have a video for you can watch after this one. So let's get started. We need to create a free account at Quizizz.com and we'll get started from there. And then make sure you stay to the end where I give my tips on how I use Quizizz in my own Outschool classes, as well as pros and cons of using this game. Here we are at Quizizz.com. Now there are a couple menus here. On the left, Create, Explore, My Library. We are going to be using the Explore tab, which is this first page right here, as well as My Library. My Library collects and houses all of the Quizizz you have used and created. So up at Explore, here's you can search for quiz on any topic. So let's just type in multiplication, see what pops up. So I love Quizizz because it gives you a lot of information without needing to click on it. I can see this one's 15 questions. It's 4th to 5th grade range, how many times this has been played, and this one, because it's highlighted, I can see the questions that are in here. And you can click what one you would like to use. If one of these works for you, that's great. So here we have multiplication. This one is word problems. I'm going to click on this one. This one's all word problems, which will help me. This is what I was looking for. Now here I can, if this is exactly what I want and fits my class, I can go ahead and start a live quiz. If I need to change something, then I need to click copy and edit. Now I can change this for myself. So if I wanted to change the numbers in the word problem, I can do that from this screen. If I wanted to delete some questions, maybe I don't want 10 of them, I can delete some. So this is where all that happens on the edit page. Here are some options you have. Here's your edit button. This is where you're going to edit your question. So maybe I just want 7. Each box had 3 pencils in it. Maybe I want these problems to be a little easier, but I love the word problems. Now you're going to change your answers. If it has a green check mark by it, that is the correct answer, and you can have only one answer correct. Here is the time down at the bottom to allow students to answer the question, and I have a whole bunch of options for my question here. If I need to add in a math equation, I can get those math buttons in here. So if I use this, I have to type in the whole math equation equals, and then insert. And then that puts in my math question, and that could be anywhere in my word problem if I wanted to, or if I just wanted to have that question, I have that there. I can put in an image on Quizizz. Now, image, I can drag and drop or upload an image. So sites I love to find images from, if you're going to use images in your website, are unsplash.com, pixabay.com, as well as Canva. All of those you can find an image and then download it from that site and then upload it to this site to use for your question. When you are done, you're going to click save. And I love this off to the right. This is how it's going to appear on the student's screen. If I want to add a new question up here at the top, I can add a new question. Here's where you're going to get some options for your question answer types. Now we have multiple choice. This is the one we have been seeing, multiple choice. We can have checkbox. Checkbox is going to let you pick more than one answer. That is correct. I have, let's go back to new question, fill in the blank. So students, you're going to type in your question here, and students will actually have to type in an answer. So if I have, what color do you get now, students have to type in the answer, and what you type in, students will, that is what they're going to have to type in to get the right answer. So when I do these types of questions, I make sure there's no punctuation or there's no capitalization. Just the word that they need to type. Here's an alternative answer. So, whoops, let's do the right answer. So an alternative answer, that is, if students type in this answer, it's still going to be correct. Even though it's not the correct answer, maybe they could be thinking something else and type in something else. That's pretty close to the same answer. So that's alternative, and you can add more than one alternative. Save. So I can type in a question and there is no right answer. I can get feedback from my students. So the last question in your Quizizz could be, did you enjoy this class? And you can get feedback right there. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just feedback for you. A new question, open-ended question. Now students have to explain their answer. Type in more than one word. So we'll type in explain, save. So we have our new Quizizz. I am done. Now here's my new quiz. I can start a live quiz with my students. So this is when I am presenting in a Zoom class I have at the end of class, or multi-day class we're going to present. So I have classics, students progress at their own pace, and you see a leaderboard with live results. Instructor paced, you control the pace so everyone advances through each question together. So you get to pick which one. Student paced, students are doing it at their own pace. So you can have students who get done really fast or who don't. So that's different. Or you can do instructor paced, I can't talk, and then everyone's moving through the quiz at the same time. You are the one clicking the next answer. Students can go to joinmyquiz.com and enter the code, this code, or you can share a link with them. I always share the link with my students. It is the fastest way to get them there. So copy this link, put it in the chat box to everyone, so they just click on the link. So copy link, that's how you're going to send it. So I'm going to go join. So this is what students see. Start. So you're the first to join. So here on your screen you can see who has joined, so you can make sure everyone's joined. And here you're going to click start. This is what the students see. Students can select a theme for their lesson. So we're going to go with this one. We're the first to join. The student can't do anything until the teacher clicks start. So we're going to click start. So this is what I see on my screen. I see the question and I can see who has answered it, and then I have some options down here to go on to the next one. This is what the student sees. I love how they see the question and the answer right there on the same page. So they're going to click an answer, and once everyone has answered, then they can move on. So the teacher sees that who has answered, and if they got it right. If they got it wrong, it will be red. And then click to the next question. Okay, here the students have to type in their answer. So we're going to type in purple, submit. So that was what the quiz looked like when it was instructor led. So you as the teacher are clicking next on the question, or you can do classic where students are progressing themselves. This one looks a little different. So what is different is memes. So here I have, this is what the student will see. They have the option to turn on the music, sound effects, they can read aloud, or memes. The memes will pop up when students answer a question. So students will select a theme. You're the first to join. So student, teacher will start. Are the memes. Another thing I like to do with my students is send it as homework for a flex class. Not necessarily homework, but an activity for them to do. So here you get to choose how long you want this quiz live for. So I can pick a day, a couple, like 2 weeks in advance for my quiz to be timed or available for students to do. And then I can click continue, and this is going to give you this information that you need to give to your students. So ask participants and enter this code. This is what you're going to type in your Outschool class description box. And I like to always just link it right there for students to quickly go to joinmyquiz.com. And then they type in the code, make sure you enter that code into the message, and then they can take this quiz or activity by themselves. With Quizizz, students can also earn Powerups, and these Powerups can work to their benefit when answering questions correctly. So these Powerups are immunity, so they get a second chance to answer a question they got wrong. Power play, everyone gets 50% more points in 20 seconds, the next 20 seconds, and double points for that question they're answering. So before I play this game, with a set of students who haven't played it before, I will take just a couple seconds to explain. You will see these power-ups. They're going to pop down. They're going to pop up on your screen and then move down to below, and they have to click on them if they want to use them. And they find those power-ups by answering questions correctly. Pros and cons of using Quizizz. Pro, it is a virtual game, and it is really easy to create your own quiz or find a quiz already made and tweak it for what you need, or that quiz is exactly what you need. So the prep time is very little. With Quizizz, you have the option to have a teacher-paced quiz, so everyone's moving along at the same pace, or you can have a student-paced quiz where you're playing this game live on Zoom and students are moving through their own pace to answer the questions. As well as you get a link for students to be able to participate in this in a flex class. Now when they use that link for a flex class, they're not competing or playing with anyone else, it's just themselves, but they still get that fun element of review or practice. Another pro is students can see the question and answer on the device they are using. And the last one is students can see their own progress and how they're doing, what they're getting right, what they're getting wrong. Now, a con for Quizizz could be when students are playing in that student-paced version during your live classes, they're not necessarily competing against each other. They're answering the questions by themselves at their own pace, so they're not getting that competing factor. So for some students, that could be awesome. They're not racing against a clock or trying to beat other students. They're just trying to beat themselves. And for other students, maybe that takes the fun out of the game, because they don't have that competitive element such as time or trying to beat another student. So that it really depends on the student. Quizizz is a great game to review any content or material you have covered. I like to play this. I have played this in my one-time classes. You just have to make sure you save at least 10, maybe 15 minutes for a game like this in a one-time class, so I can teach a concept and then we can play a fun game with it. I have used this in multi-day classes as well as flex classes. And something fun you can do with your multi-day or flex class students is have your students create questions and answers from the content you are teaching. And then via Google form or however you want to collect those answers and questions, then you create a Quizizz with those questions from your students. So students are then using a higher order of thinking where they're creating their questions, their own questions from the content you're teaching, and then they get to play a fun game with their student questions. So it's a fun student-led activity, and students are always excited to play a quiz that they created themselves, and they can say, oh, that was my question. It's a lot of fun for them. I enjoy using Quizizz, so in the comments below, let me know if you have used Quizizz in your classes or you're going to try it in your class. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can be aware of more videos like this when they come out. And if you haven't, after this, go and check out my Kahoot video that will walk you through Kahoot and the pros and cons of Kahoot and how I use Kahoot in my own classes. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, you got this.